How's it going, everybody? This is the Expat Stacker coming to you with a discussion topic video. Quite interesting video came out recently from Silver Game of Thrones, who works with blockchain, although not in the digital currency space, apparently, according to him. But he noted that the Bahamas is going to become the first country to have a central bank backed digital currency. And I found it very interesting and started looking around, looking more into it, because I'm not into investing in Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies or anything like that, but I do know that it's approaching, it's on the rise. Central banks and governments have been talking about moving towards a cashless society for quite some time, at least the past few years. And I've also read stories here and there about like different countries, Russia for example, working on a sovereign cryptocurrency. And recently here in South Korea, I read an article, and very recently, the central bank, the Bank of Korea, said that it plans to start testing the distribution of its digital currency next year. The Bank of Korea announced in April of 2020 that it had launched a 22-month pilot program that would run through December 2021. So this was first reported on by the Korean Herald, but it has been widely reported on in Korean media outlets as well as foreign media outlets as well. And obviously South Korea is a very digitally and technologically advanced country, so if they're testing this, then it's going to obviously lead to several other countries getting even more interested in it. So according to the Bank of Korea, the distribution and circulation part of the pilot program is the final part. They have a three-step, three-phase pilot program running. Phase 2 is the one that we're currently in, which is focusing on analyzing processes and seeking outside consultation. And that has started recently. Phase 1 was completed in July, and that was designing and checking the technology. So that part is completed. Now they are just planning the rollout, and in Phase 3, the Bank of Korea will distribute the digital currency and oversee its circulation process. And blockchain is going to be used as the technology to keep track of this digital currency and the transactions. The Bank of Korea has reiterated that this is a pilot program, and it's not confirming or denying that they will launch an actual digital currency, but they're just testing the waters. So compared to other global counterparts, including the People's Bank of China, the Bank of Korea has kind of had a lukewarm stance toward the matter of central bank digital currency. In January of 2019, it dissolved a cryptocurrency research team, but obviously they decided to revisit that earlier this year, and so it's been reassembled and they're moving forward with this project now. So although they've been kind of I don't know, having this lukewarm stance towards it, they're definitely not hesitating either. I don't know how far advanced other countries are, but the Chinese central bank has already issued and used over $162 million worth of its central bank digital currency for its pilot transaction. So and its digital currency system has been undergoing tests for much of the past year here in 2020 in large size cities such as Shenzhen and Shenzhen, according to the South China Morning Post. They reported that earlier this week. And Chinese cities are gigantic, guys. I've been to China several times on business trips, almost a dozen times. And even their like tier 2 or tier 3 cities have millions of people in them. I mean, everybody knows that China has a huge population, but it's not until you actually go there and see the sheer size and scope of their, like I said, their kind of tier 2, tier 3 cities, that they're just gigantic, guys. They have skyscrapers all over the place. There's just so many people. It's crazy. So testing in these cities is not insignificant. The South China Morning Post also added that Beijing wants to keep a tight grip on the central bank digital currency development and use it as, quote, a tool to hasten the transformation of the country's economy. So China has been very aggressive, moving very quickly to develop their economy, their military, and many other things. They are trying to become a superpower, and one of the things that's going to be required in order to become a superpower is to not just be efficient manufacturers and copiers of technology, but to develop innovative technologies which can lead. That's what you need. That's one of the things that you need in order to be a superpower. So this is one of those efforts. Now, the coronavirus has actually been a good thing in accelerating global central bank digital currency developments, because more and more people are on lockdown and are turning to contactless services and cashless payment methods. I've seen it here in South Korea as well. The numbers on that are in, and definitely it's true. They are using contactless delivery services for food. There are a number of cashless payment options that you can use even if you're physically in the store, and people are using them. Now, as Silver Game of Thrones had mentioned, the Bahamas is basically all but ready to roll out its central bank digital currency. Should happen within a matter of weeks. They're calling them sand dollars. The Bahamas dollar is pegged to the US dollar, and sand dollars are pegged to the Bahama dollar. So, one thing that Silver Game of Thrones pointed out is that they always test these types of projects on smaller scales, and then they scale up. And I had mentioned this in a previous video, and I said I could see it going next to a country like Ireland. Well, Korea's economy is way bigger than Ireland's, but that's what I was talking about, is like a mid to upper mid-scale market. Korea has between the number 10 and number 12 economy in the world, depending on how you measure it. And a digital currency would be a huge thing here. So I'm pretty sure they're probably bringing in people from the Bahamas. I know that there have been some Chinese consultants as well who have helped with the Bahamas project, and that's what they're doing right now in Korea, is bringing in consultants in phase 2 of their project. So the Bahamas project actually started in 2018 because it's an archipelago, so there's a number of small islands which don't have access to a bank or banking services. Even there might not even be an ATM on the island. I went to an archipelago on my honeymoon, and there might be like 10 people who live on an island, guys, and there may be some electricity there, but there's not a lot of infrastructure. So it kind of makes sense, I think, for the Bahamas to use a more inclusive service, so that their economy, because that's how their country is physically structured. It's going to depend, country to country about how this works and whether people will accept it or not. I have talked to a number of local residents here in Korea, and none of them knew that this digital currency project was going on with the Bank of Korea. And they have some serious concerns, at least to the ones that I spoke with. And they work across a number of different industries and have varying levels of education and different ages and everything like that. So I have a pretty good wide net. And I also used to work on a contract basis with a high-level individual who's working in fintech, and he's quite certain that digital currencies are coming. Now, how are central bank digital currencies going to match up with private digital currencies like, for example, Bitcoin or Ethereum or a number of others? I'm not sure how that is going to work, and I'm also not sure how, if they're all using the same technology, we're going to be able to distinguish between one country's blockchain-based central bank digital currency versus another. Quite interesting. A lot of questions to think about there. For me, I'm a lot more in the space of precious metals, obviously. So I am considering what impact that this would have on commodities, especially gold, silver, platinum, these kinds of things. And in my opinion, I think it would actually probably help them quite a bit, because it's going to be more difficult to be able to conceal financial assets if we're doing everything on a virtual digital space. So I believe that the demand for physical hard assets will increase, not just gold and silver, platinum, but other ones as well. So that's my take on it for now. This is happening, and Silver Game of Thrones has talked about it and it piqued my interest, and I decided to look around, and yeah, I think this is happening a little bit faster than maybe a lot of us realized, and I think the coronavirus has a lot to do with that. You know the old saying that within every crisis there's an opportunity, and I think that, you know, I don't believe that the coronavirus is a sort of conspiracy or anything like that. I mean, who knows? Maybe it could be. I don't know, but I definitely think that they're not hesitating to use it to advance some of their plans. And if you don't know what I mean or who I mean by they, I'm talking about central banks who do cooperate and communicate and share information and ideas and plans about the global economy. And I do think that they're using this situation to their advantage to advance these projects of digital currencies and cashless societies. So, like I said, they've been thinking about this for some time, and this reporting comes from a number of outlets. And although they say that the Bank of Korea has had a lukewarm stance on it, the momentum has only been trending in one direction. So, as I said, I've heard a lot about it in Russia, China, Argentina. I know they're using some cryptocurrencies, as well as Venezuela. Venezuela, particularly because they're having a currency crisis there, so they're accepting like Dash and other cryptocurrencies at just regular businesses, because that's the only way they can keep up with the inflation. And I think that we're seeing some pretty unprecedented economic conditions as a result of the pandemic, but also as a result of years and years and years of fiscal irresponsibility and bad monetary policy. So I think that this is on the horizon and coming in quick. And who knows how they're going to roll it out? You know, would it be a gradual process? Will there be like a 5 or 10 year period where we're using both digital currencies and physical currencies, and they reduce the physical currency supply over a period of a decade? Or, you know, who knows how it's going to work? So, but I'm just telling you that I believe that this is coming. It's coming in a number of different countries. It's already here for some countries. Different countries are in varying levels of it. So, you know, I think that it's something that you should consider, and I give credit to Silver Game of Thrones for bringing it to my attention, and I hope that this video is interesting and piques your interest. Let me know what you think in the comment section about this topic, about what impact you think that central bank digital currencies will have on physical assets like gold and silver, as well as physical currency supplies, and overall economy. Leave that in the comment section. Guys, I really appreciate you watching the video. It's the Expat Stacker. I'll catch you on the flip side.